Hidari defection from Shinju organization. Sasuke will be back. But wait, is the name of this organization for Shinju a relevant name, guys? Or does it sound cool? Oh yeah. What I said about Hidari's defection from the Shinju organization and betraying Jura is not an unwarranted nonsense. After chapter 12 of his fight against Sarada and Boruto, Hidari ends up disintegrating and becoming a Togadama after the final execution by Kawaki. But after the next chapter, Jura restores Hidari's form that has become a Togadama. There is something to be said that this is very suspicious, as we know that after the chapter where Jura managed to snatch the Togadama Hidari from Boruto's hands, Jura at that time declared that he had decided to kill Boruto. But I feel that from Jura's sentence, it produces another conclusion from his goal of wanting to kill Boruto. First, does the revelation of a Shinju's form becoming a Togadama mean that it will be a threat to Jura? Because then everyone who has been destroyed and become a Togadama will have the possibility that that person will return to human form, and this according to what Boruto said. Despite the fact, it has not been revealed how to return Sasuke from a form that has become a tree. And from that fact, will the return of Hidari for the second time affect his original body consciousness and mind? Because basically, if a Shinju that has been destroyed and becomes a Togadama is then revived, is there a high probability that this will affect his instincts, mind, and consciousness? And perhaps that is another reason why Jura is really so eager to kill Boruto. And let's look back in chapter 14, after Jura returned the form of Hidari. With the second resurrection of the form of Shinju, is it true that Sasuke's consciousness has returned and now he is pretending to be part of the Shinju? Before we get into this, we must first look at the effects of Hidari's first death. Remember, this Hidari was created from part of Sasuke Uchiha's Shinju and chakra. In order to deduce what the side effects of Hidari's first death would be, we will take examples from beings that are part of the Jubi as well. And of course, we will take the example of the Biju, because the closest thing to Shinju right now are the Biju. Biju have the same consciousness as Shinju. They have their own desires and instincts, and they can also come back to life after death. The difference is that Biju need hundreds of years or even thousands of years to come back to life. In the case of divine tree humans, they must produce immediately after becoming a Togadama. Otherwise, the Togadama will decay. And regarding the matter of Biju, they will come back to life with a smaller body size. That is, they need a process to reach their previous body shape by accumulating natural chakra often as time goes by, until they get the appropriate size. And in comparison between divine tree humans, their body shape remains the same and there are no flaws at all after they're revived from death. Even their form returns to its original form without any flaws like Hidari who have returned to tree human form. But do 100% divine tree humans have no flaws at all when they die and are resurrected? And it seems there are no flaws at all. It's just that the process when the divine tree humans become Togadama can be utilized by someone's chakra, which is utilized by Shinju to control the body of the divine tree humans. But regarding this matter, do you have any other reasons, guys? Actually, I don't underestimate Sasuke Uchiha completely. Sasuke definitely has a way to restore his consciousness back. He already has experience as a disciple of a legendary Sannin who has successfully changed bodies using forbidden techniques. Sasuke should have a good understanding of how his chakra can affect the human body of the divine tree, who is currently using his chakra to transform himself into a divine tree. You shouldn't be surprised if Sasuke's consciousness can enter Hidari's body later, because for a long time, you should have realized that all Uchiha members are used to doing things like this. For example, how can Madara control Yagura for a very long time? Then, how did Obito separate his soul chakra into Kakashi's body? Then how did Madara avoid his death from the fight against Hashirama? All Uchiha-related events will usually be beyond our comprehension. Basically, after we saw in chapter 15, after Hidari's resurrection, we should be aware and suspicious of Hidari's reaction and response. Many of them suspected that Sasuke had taken control of Hidari's body with the signs from this panel. There is indeed a possibility that Sasuke's consciousness managed to synchronize when Hidari was revived. Moreover, the time when Hidari became a Togadama was quite long until he was resurrected to the form of a divine tree. So, there would be a high possibility if there was still time for Sasuke's consciousness to enter when Hidari was regenerated. Because once again, The reaction and response of Hidari, who saw what was in front of him, was very suspicious and really looked different from before. He looks quiet and does not give any response, as if he is trying to observe and learn something. And it is the same response as Sasuke Uchiha, because if we observe in the chapter when they enter the Konoha library, Hidari shows a response like a curious and active person. But in this situation, he is completely different. But do you think Hidari's nature and response from the beginning was the same as after his resurrection? In other words, so no significant difference happened to Hidari after he was revived? Or do you agree with me that there is something fishy about Hidari's resurrection and it has something to do with Sasuke? So far, we should have understood how powerful the Uchiha's Sharingan Eye ability is. And if we're talking about Uchiha, I can't imagine what if Sarada manages to awaken the Sharingan ability in her eyes that can affect and control Hidari. It's true that so far, Sarada has not shown any response that she will awaken the ability of her eyes, because basically, we all expected Sarada, if in the battle against Hidari and making Hidari die, it would make Sarada able to awaken her eye ability. But in fact, this is very much different. And maybe the biggest factor for now is Sarada's rudimentary ability to fight Hidari. But I still firmly believe that someday, Sarada and Hidari's battle for the second time will result in a big plot twist to answer questions about Sasuke. But if we're still talking about Hidari, I'm still doubtful about Hidari's target after his resurrection. Because if you look at this part, the newly resurrected Hidari gave a completely different initial response. He even seemed to be hiding something to Jura when Jura asked Hidari if there was a problem or not. And with Hidari's response of "can't tell," can we still make this the reason behind Sasuke's consciousness trying to awaken in Hidari's body? Although not completely, we should be able to assume that this is the first sign of Sasuke's consciousness in Hidari's body. And with the awakening of Hidari, will there be another fight between Boruto and Hidari to protect Sarada from the threat of Hidari? And of course, maybe in this fight, Boruto will not be able to fully protect Sarada. Jura, who has known Boruto's intelligence about the Togedama, will certainly not underestimate Boruto, and he will also prioritize killing Boruto. But if Sarada has to fight against Hidari, will she win? Then, if Kawaki helps, will they be able to fight against Hidari? Especially if Kawaki has not been able to get his maximum power. Well, this will be something good news and make all Sasuke fans happy if he manages to awaken and rebel from the Shinju organization. And also about Sarada, this will be the part that we wait to see the development of the Sharingan Eye. So what do you think? Do you agree with me? I look forward to hearing your thoughts. And maybe this is it for our discussion this time. I'm Nim. Don't forget to like and subs. See you in the next episode. Bye-bye, Dadabayo.